Alright, I'm going to try to explain my rhythm theory. So basically, if you're looking at the rhythm, you have a measure like this, and then it's broken up like if you put a metronome on, you hear a click, and then the next click would be here, and the next click would be right here, and the next click here. Within the beat would be what from this click to this click is the beat. So if we were going to break it into half right here, so like one and, you get a eighth note. So we go one and two, see, click two, and so this is like a visual representation of how a measure works. So if we break up the beat into 16th notes, one starts here, then right here is going to be a 16th note, 16th note, 16th. So you break it up in fourths, one, E, and and that looks like the double flag here. So the whole thing, like 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and So that's the first part of understanding rhythm a little bit easier. So I take my marker here, and let's say I put eighth rest here, and then I wanted a eighth note here, so it would be one. A rest means you don't play at all, so right here, no play, and then and you play. And let's say I wanted a quarter note. And a quarter note will last 4 little boxes, or the whole beat. So 1 or 2, and right at this click it ends. So this would take up this much space. So this eighth note just takes up this much space, and that rest I'm not going to fill in because there's no sound. So there's a rest right here, and then eighth note, and then you have a quarter note, and then here, now we could break this up, play a note on each box. We can make it all the way here, come down, so right here, oh, so the note basically it says, so the click here, so the note begins from this box here. Then in this box you have this note. Then from the and you'll have this. And then the E right here. And basically, so what people do is just double bar it. So then you have a note playing here, 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 and then here. So the way to sound that out would be ta, ga, da, ga. So now we're going into syllables on how to play it. So you would say rest, da, da. You'd hold this out. So da, or da, and then you would play each note. Ta, ga, da, ga. And then you could just do, quarter note. F, just da. So, but this would be rest, ga. You're just breaking it up. Let me see if this makes sense to anybody. Let me know. Okay, so I wrote this out. So this represents an 8-note rest. This is a 8th note. This is a 16th note. And this is a tie, which I'll get into. So I broke it down into a visual on how this is played out. This right here. Normally you go rest, da, but the thing is, it's tied to a 16th note, so just saying da isn't accurate enough. Yeah, or you can go, if you have metronome on, the click would start here. 1, E, and then this note would play on the and. And then you would say 2. At the end of 2, this would be, well, this would be E and So right, E and So you have 2 E and but so this would be rest and 2, and then these chords here, E and or yeah, it would be held out E, so it would be and 2 E and I'm trying to make this make sense. And then you got the 8th note again, 8th rest, and then just repeats it. And this is for a 4/4 time, and but I mean we'll get in time signatures, but basically the visualization, if you made a box, a line, and how I broke up the boxes as in 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would go all, that's how it would be played out. And yeah, if you had metronome, you would hear it. So it would click, you wouldn't play anything on that first click, and then before the second click you would play this. I'm just using this as an example. Hopefully you can kind of understand. Okay, the third part to it. Now to the heart of the theory. Instead of like, if you're trying to play this to a metronome, it would be kind of hard to get those sub beats because you hear the click. Let's say you had an L120, it's going to be way too fast to practice that. So what I do is turn this 8th note into a whole note, and so these this eighth note becomes, well, then you can count it. So this would go 1, 2, 3, 4 clicks on the metronome. And then this can be counted 2, 3, 4, and then saying 5 right here. So it'd be 5 clicks, you'd hold it out 4. Then the next clicks would be 6, 7, 8. So then you just repeat that, and then on the third you go 1, 2, 3, 4. You're making this a whole note now, and then so you change this, and then making this 1, 3, 4, 5. These are clicks that I'm writing if you're playing to a metronome. And so then the 6, 7, 8. And then you just keep speeding up the metronome. So what's this called right here is syncopation, which is you're kind of playing with off the main beat. But if we want to get accurate and make this theory easier to understand, and put it on clicks, so this actually becomes like quarter notes. This eighth here, but eventually you speed up the. Let's say the piece of music was at 120. So if you play this at 240, you're playing exactly of 120 of what's needed to play it accurately. So that's the beginning of my theory to kind of transpose the timing for practice sakes and understanding like notation as a visual of a bar. That's all I gotta say.